Friday, welcome back to another Chart Nerd TA video. I'm going to be doing my updates a little earlier today. I have to go pick up my daughter from Brighton this afternoon after school, so I'm going to be busy this weekend. I will try and get as many updates out as possible over the course of the weekend. But yeah, I mean, I just needed to get some content out for you today, just to keep on top of the ball, and I hope you enjoy it. Today we're diving into an altcoin I haven't looked at before, so this is Iota. Okay, and we're going to be looking at the weekly time frame, so a bit more of a zoomed out perspective, and just seeing what's going on here. So for me, straight off the back, okay, I've got the 20 EMA, this yellow line, and this 55 EMA, the red line, okay, the moving averages on the charts here, and I've just got a couple of trend lines in and patterns that I've noticed for Iota on the weekly time frame. So straight off the back, okay, I've got these two trend lines here. Okay, now this to me looks like some sort of, okay, you're in some sort of falling wedge where you're looking like this. Right now, I do believe you're looking to come up and retrace potentially up to this resistance line, okay, and meet this resistance point of contact, okay. But you've also got this level of support down here that you've hit off multiple times, okay. And I do believe that once you either lose support or break resistance of this pattern that you are looking for, of course, either potentially upside or downside. So right now, bearing that in mind, okay, potentially what I'm looking at here for Iota, okay, we've seen a lot of other alts on the weekly time frame come down, and they're stuck between this range, okay, where you're creating higher lows or symmetrical lows across the horizontal level of support or an ascending level of support, you could say, if you're looking at the wicks. Okay, but I'm going off the candle closes. So I do believe that at the moment we're stuck between this resistance and support. And when you get either confirmation of one of these, you are going to be looking at further targets. Okay, so if we're looking at the upside target, and we do see Iota come up and break a price of this 20 weekly EMA is bang on where it is right now. If it breaks above 35 cents, to me, you're going to be looking to push up to a minimum target of around 49, and at that point you can see that if he was to sort of come up and break above and hold the 20 and this previous resistance, turn that into support, you will be looking for a push, and the next target for you would be this 55 EMA, which is creeping down on your heads. And hopefully we start to see a bit of a curl here, because if we do see a bit of a curl between the EMAs here, okay, and say for example these EMAs start to get a bit of a curl in them, and this 20 starts to coil up back up like this, and this starts to come down, and they sort of squeeze into each other a little bit more. What you're going to see is, okay, would potentially be a breakout, come back, hold the 20, okay, and then you get your push up, and you're looking to retest the 55, at which you'd be meeting the 49 cents, which is the technical target of the breakout of this double bottom pattern right here, if this is potentially one. Okay, so it does tie up. It does make sense. Okay, you've had the likes of XRP that's come up, broke above this, and on the weekly come up and test the 55 already. Okay, so there is potential for other coins to do so. You know, our altcoins are lagging at the moment. Is Bitcoin just coiling up, ready for some sort of break, either to the upside or downside, be it a bull trap or whether it is looking to put the lows in right now. Okay, so we're just keeping our eyes on the market anyway and looking out for future movements. But for me, as I've said, a lot of projects have done this sort of pattern here. They've coiled out, okay, and right now you're bouncing off of support within this downward falling channel or wedge, however you'd like to call it, and you're holding support. Okay, break the 20. For me, that's your long shot and your potential run up to the 55, with potential overshoot to this resistance line. Okay, this descending on us right now. If you was to see Iota start to do such a thing, okay, if it broke, if it did something like this, okay, started to come back for support, and eventually broke out of this trend line, okay, and started to close above this trend line, right, and you know, and hold that as support, that's your sort of confirmation that this trend's over, this downtrend's over, this is your correction in, okay, potentially a huge, if I get rid of the drawings here, a huge ABC, okay, which is a correction. Okay, it's very impulsive, but nonetheless it's a correction. Okay, and potentially this is your correction over and done with in a regular ABC. Okay, and you're starting to find the lows here. All you need to do is break this 20, retest the 55, and that's your confirmation out of it. I mean, the next big level of resistance for me, if this is the case, okay, and we do get this level of support, and we do hold this and get continuation to the upside through what I just explained, you're going to be looking at resistance along the way, okay, and ultimately you've got this level of resistance right here, okay, which currently ties up with the weekly 55. So again, this gives more confluence. If this weekly 55 comes down and this starts to curl, okay, and you do start to get the break above and retesting that, this is a key point of resistance for Iota on the weekly time frame. And equally, again, you can see that you'd be just running shy of the resistance line that's been on your heads for nearly a year now. So there's a lot to get through, a hell of a lot to get through. This is just part of a stepping stone of the process, okay? If this pattern plays out, and as we said, we do get this double bottom, breakout, attack this level, okay, this is where I'm expecting really strong resistance, okay? And again, that's at 57 cents. So the breakout target of the double bottom down here, okay, sits at 49 somewhere, okay, 49 cents I think it was. But equally, again, if you do start to get a bit impulsive here, you could expect this 57 cents to be a strong resistance. So this is a really strong resistance mark moving forward here for Iota, if we do get a breakout. So keep your eyes on that, guys, okay? The two resistance lines, you got this resistance, you got this resistance trend line coming down on your heads here that you've been under for about a year, and then you've got this 57 cent area that will act as resistance as well, because it was previous support in 2021. So for me, again, if we're looking at bearish targets, okay, and say for example here on the weekly we do start to lose our local lows, and we don't at this point start to come up, we don't do something like that. Instead, we do something like this, where we come up like this, we fail to break the highs, we come down and we sort of get squeezed into a corner here and we lose support. Okay, what's our downside targets basically here on the weekly time frame? Just zooming out and keeping a larger perspective. So for me, you've basically come up to this high. Now, right now, you're retracing to this low. Okay, so we go from that high, we bring it down to this low, and you can see that right now, we're sort of running into, look, we've been coming down, okay, hitting the EMAs, the fibs coming up, and we're currently getting rejected quite strong here by this 050 at 29 cents. Okay, and you can see that pushed you down to the 786. Right now, you're coming back up into the 29 cents. Let me just clear that up a bit. Yeah, so here on the weekly, you can see, okay, that this 0618 area, the 050 was strong resistance at 29 cents. Okay, you got rejected, came down to the 786 at 25. Right now, off the 786, you basically wicked up to the 236, and right now you've come back down again. So it's sort of trying to make us mind up on what it really wants to do, okay? But if you do start to come down and lose this low here, and lose this low, especially if you start to lose 23 cents, what you could potentially say is that you're sort of coiling up in some sort of horizontal that's going to have a breakdown target from roughly from there to there. If you do start to lose support, okay, you can see that you're potentially coming down to the 1618 at 17 cents, okay, which would be a great opportunity to buy in for me. But again, you'll be losing the local lows. You'd be losing the local lows that you're holding here at 23 cents for Iota, and it would be quite negative to see that. Okay, so potentially it could be some sort of descending triangle where you're coiling up like this. If you do fail to get above this 20 as it's coming down on your head, then that could indicate a short signal. And if we do lose, again, so if we do lose 23 cents and start hitting your head on that, do look for a short opportunity, okay? Do look for a short opportunity, because you'll be losing key support there, which would be very, very negative. Okay, and you can see that the 17 cent area, where we should be coming back down to, you'll be coming back down to lower levels of support basically, but it wouldn't look too healthy, would it? But I think potentially that this is over, because you've got this A, you've got this B, the lower high, and then you've got this large C wave. Right now you're forming structural bottom, you're looking to break out. If you close above the weekly 20 EMA, you're getting a retest at a 55. One thing to notice as well, guys, okay, when you're in a downtrend or any trend, uptrend or downtrend, you've got this massive gap here between the EMAs, okay? And when you get too extended from price and the EMAs, you get dragged back up to them, okay? They're like magnets, they pull you back to them. It's the same way to the upside. If we take a look here, so where this massive gap between the EMAs, the price was overextended to the upside. What happened? We got drawn back down into price, back into the EMAs. So right now we're overextended to the downside. Are we going to get drawn back in price to the EMAs? Okay, that's another thing to keep in mind. When you get big gaps between EMAs, you do tend to see either pullbacks or impulsive moves back up to the EMAs. Okay, so that's one thing to keep in mind. So potentially, in my eyes, don't lose 23 cents over the coming weeks. Okay, start to come up here, break above this 20. If we close above that and hold it as support, turn previous support into previous resistance, turn that into support. you're looking to come up and potentially retest this 55 and break out of this double bottom pattern here, like other altcoins have done so already. So that's a quick update for you today, guys, on Iota. I hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, please do like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, from Chart Nerd TA, peace out.